Hello, everyone. We will try to start on time because we also have online attendees. So the coffee, they are taking their coffee at home, so it will be easier for them to travel to the main stage online, right? But yeah, I'm really glad to be here for this 7th edition of Apidays London. Yes, 7 editions, since 2014. A COVID later, we are back in person. So it's really a special moment for all the conference organizers around the world to be back in person. So many conferences have died during COVID. So it's only the conference who have been there for a long time with a stronger community, like contributors and speakers and practitioners who have been surviving. So we're glad to be one of these conferences. So it's thanks to you, thanks to speakers, thanks to sponsors, right? So for the next 2 days, we will talk about embedded finance, right? And how we went from the path from open banking to embedded finance. What has been the mindset shift? What has been the technologies enabling that, right? What has been the corporate sponsorship change, right? So we'll talk about all this stuff, right, for the next 2 days. My name is Mehdi Medjawi. I'm the founder and chairman of Apidays Conferences. And the goal of Apidays Conferences is to connect the human behind APIs, right? We're all building interfaces that brings us a mindset of platforms, of ecosystem orchestration, self-service, breaking the silos. But behind that, it's only humans for now, right? So for the next 2 days, the goal will be to be there, right? You are an in-person event. The goal is to be there, is to make mindful connections. So I will ask you a small exercise right now, also a way to wake up. For a lot of people are arriving on the side, but that's fine. I will ask you to connect to your right neighbor or your left neighbor for 20 seconds. If it's your colleague, go in front or back, right? So 20 seconds, please introduce yourself. We will have breaks, we will have lunch, we will have workshops, we will have corridor discussions, so please continue to make connections and be there. It's not a YouTube channel, it's an in-person conference, so yeah, enjoy the moment by being there, right? So the goal is to connect the human API behind APIs, and we do that in 10 countries every year. So you can see a map of what all the events we do in person. And we're back for full in person this year. So 2 years of online, that was okay. But now we're back in person. You can see in the US, in UK, in continental Europe, in Middle East, in South Pacific, South Asia Pacific, and Australia. So yeah, again, so if you work for a worldwide company, you can share about the API Days also to your colleague there. So API is more than 80 events. It's like 80,000 past attendees in total, 300,000 community members. So yeah, I will share you some initiative we're doing before we start, so we will be able to know a little bit more. The hashtag of the event is Apidays London, right? So and you can mention us at Apidays Global. We will be glad to retweet it to our 10,000 follower community. Apidays we do conferences, but we don't only do conferences, we do everything around APIs. Research papers, content, classes, training, industry reports. So you really try to push the API mindset to worldwide to all companies from all sizes, for all practitioners from all genders, right? We really try to push this mindset. So again, if you have any project involving APIs on the business side or on the technical side, we probably are here to support with the community. There's a first initiative I really want to share, and that's really important for us. It's a Women in API initiative, and for that I will have Claire Barrett, who is the owner of the initiative, who will tell you a little bit more about it. Thank you, Claire. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mehdi. Good morning. It's so great to be back here in person. The last time we were here there was a Women in APIs lunch. Was 3 years ago. I think we had about 30 members in our community, and it was kind of a little bit random in terms of who turned up. We now have more than 350 members in over 40 countries. So we're truly global. We're across industry, we're across sector, and we have a very simple purpose. We're about helping people be seen and heard in the public domain. We enjoy membership from people regardless of how they identify. We're going to be here today, over the next 2 days, in a lounge area. You can also join on the website for anybody who's remote. We run networking events, we run volunteer-led programs to help people build confidence and skills in speaking and writing in public. We look forward to having more members out of the next 2 days. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Claire. We are always surprised by all the women who apply to speak at our conferences through the Women in API network. They're, let's say, a lot better than what they think on speaking on technical skills and stuff. So if you are a female, or if you know a female colleague who should talk at conferences, we will be glad to have them, even if they're the first time speaking or they're already experienced. We want to show more diversity in the space. The second initiative I want to talk to you about is our API landscape, API industry landscape. So we follow like more than 1,000 API tools, right? And we do a report about like the trends. So you can go on API landscape.apiscene.io. It's an interactive landscape that you can browse. You can check your company details or your competitors' details or the company you are interested in or that your team is talking about, so to know a little bit about what they're doing and what are the part of the stack, right? They're promoting. So 1,100 companies actually we're following. Last but not least, we have a Sustainable Digital Challenge. It's a program of 3 months where we help large organizations, and even small ones, in a full product team, product engineering engineering teams and developers to rethink their application according to eco-design principles. So it's a 3 months program. So they see their API, their apps, and we go back and we completely do different workshops on rethinking everything in terms of UX, code, architecture, and hardware to try to be for let's say the IT industry to do its part on making, let's say, this industry a little bit more sustainable. So a lot of initiatives, right? But for the next 2 days, we will talk about banking, and so you will be able to see the slides or like some content on our media platform called APIscene. Most of our speakers at the end write an article about their talk, and they publish it on APIscene, so you will be able to see a written version of the talk if you missed it. So you can go there, and there are many, many API news that you can find there. We're back in person thanks to the support of the community, but also the sponsors. A really special thanks to IBM, who is a global sponsor and who helped us to be back in person to really make the community back. So really thank you, IBM, for setting up this global partnership with us. Also, we have a gold sponsor, DataStax, Google Cloud, Okta, WIB Security, and WSO2. They, like IBM, they are part of what we consider leaders in API management or API security space. Right? So I really invite you to go to their booth to see what's new after 2 years of COVID, what's new in terms of product. And also thank the silver and bronze sponsor who represent also another part of the stack, API testing, API documentation, Kubernetes orchestration, API lifecycle management, developer portals. You will be able to see the whole API lifecycle stack into all the booths sponsors that you will see. So what do you expect in the next 2 days? Keynote, then 3 tracks, the business tracks, the technical tracks, the workshops. So the business track will be here. Technical track and workshop will be in another room, right? Practitioner track. We'll have a lunch, and we'll go back again. That will be for the next 2 days. And now, we're a little bit late, like every conference. But we will start the conference with 3 talks from Simon Torrance, from Mark Boyd, and from Jeremy Mason and Matt Roberts. The first talk will be from Simon Torrance. He's a really renowned expert on embedded finance super app strategies. So I really invite you, and thank you, Simon, for being there with us for our event in person. I will ask you a warm applause for Simon. Thank you very much, and enjoy your day.